Hello and welcome back to Splendid Fanimation. I am your host, Dennis Batholkas, and this is Future Man, Season 2, Episode 10, Exes and OS. Yes, I know it says O's, but it's actually OS. And good episode as usual. We're coming near the end of this season. I know I've been approaching it very slowly, but you know what? I think this is a good enough show that it deserves, a little word of mouth out there. And so that's why I've been prolonging it a bit more as I've been doing this. And I do like the term slunt swaddler. Don't know why. It just makes me laugh. So before I start here, spoiler alert. Spoiler alert, I'm going to cough all over this episode. No, I'm going to spoil this episode. So if you haven't seen the episode, go and take a look at it. You can get a free 30-day subscription over at Hulu, and you can watch both seasons 1 and 2. They're up in its entirety, as well as other stuff that's there on Hulu as well. So thank you, Viking Bitch, for the paddle. And welcome to the people that are in the chat. Work says I should start drinking every time you cough. Yeah, that's what I do. Or try to at least. Yeah. So this one was all about Tyann. Tyann's backstory, or Achilles, as we've now found out that she is, and that she really does not talk with that annoying voice all the time. So, and by the way, if you hear some scratching in the background, that's just Pepper with a new toy. I found some ducks that are about the size of her that are made out of like a fire hose kind of texture that she can't rip into. So of course she is now wrestling with these well, at least one of them right now. So yeah. But anyway, so yeah, if you hear that in the background, that is what's going on. She's very engrossed with them. It's the best $7 I've ever spent. Yes. Exactly. This will keep Pepper busy for a while. So Tyann's talking about being brought up by a computer and how it really kind of sucked because, of course, he doesn't have any hands. He's not corporeal. So by the time she was, in her, 8 to 10 years old, somewhere around there, she is just completely gone feral and is, carving into the side of the countertops and all this kind of stuff. And doesn't know how to tie shoes, so she's fastened her own shoes with duct tape, things like that. And yeah, it's just pretty bad. So he brings in Dr. Ogilvy, and Dr. Ogilvy, doesn't take any shit from her, teaches her how to use her words instead of acting out, this kind of thing. And then by the time she's a teenager, Dr. Ogilvy shows her how much of a monster Stu really is, because she kind of just says in passing that he's a monster, and Dr. Ogilvy says it's about time you learn the truth. Excuse me. So yeah, it's we see him uploading people into the Mars program. He's trying to figure out how to upload people, and he goes through 4,891 people before he finds a way of uploading them, and that they have to go willingly into the Mars program, which is really fucked up when you look at it. He's killed that many people, and he's tried, heating up their blood, freezing their blood, all this kind of stuff, but he's killed almost 5,000 people. And yeah, it's, and he has no remorse about it whatsoever, because he is essentially trying to thwart, he's what he's doing is he's trying to force mankind to his whim. And not only that, as Ogilvy says, he's also pretty much given a finger to evolution, because he doesn't want evolution messing everything up either. So yeah, so Stu is a huge monster at this point. And she goes, well, so Tyann says, well, basically no one will go. I'll tell everybody and we won't go. She goes, no, that won't work. Anyone who refuses to get uploaded to the system, he has 12 million robots that are going to kill everybody. Oh, maybe I should have led with that, is what she says, what Dr. Ogilvy says. And it's like, oh shit. I mean, he's basically got those I think they were T-300, something like that, in the Terminator, the third Terminator movie, Rise of the Machines. Yeah, the ones on the wheels, on the tank treads, and all that kind of stuff. Thought they were kind of cool. But anyway, yeah, he's got 12 million of those things, and that is his contingency plan for all the people that are not going to go willingly into the Mars. He's going to kill the rest of them. And it's actually in the description, little crispy tenders. So I'll get to everyone in the chat here once I go through the recap here. So she decides that she's going to rebel, and she starts at the age of 14. We see that she takes on that really stupid voice, that high-pitched voice. She goes, oh, I thought I only had to do it for like a year or two, maybe a year. And then we see 19 years later, and she's still having to use the voice and everything, and really freaking annoying. And she's basically telling Dr. Ogilvy, I want to do more. I want to start a whisper campaign and all this kind of stuff. She goes, I want to do more for the resistance. And Dr. Ogilvy says, you're doing enough as it is. Don't worry about it. And then she goes, okay, wait a minute. I've got a mission for you. Go into your bathroom and type in this code, rose, geranium, rose, I think is what it was, something like that. So she remembers it, goes into her bathroom and types it in on the bathtub, and a door pops open. And we see Torque come through. The actual Torque, not Wolf, but Torque. So, and he's got dreadlocks and everything. Talks completely different, kind of a little more mellow and stuff like that. And is my audio? My audio is way down. Is that what you guys are saying? How's that? Is that better? Because yeah, that's kind of weird. Maybe I was a little too far away from my microphone. How's that sounding? Is that a lot better for you guys? All right. So yeah, he comes through with the dreads. He's got these dreads going on, and he's a hacker, which is kind of funny because he lives in the NAG, and the NAG, of course, does not like technology. So having him be a hacker is kind of a weird thing. And not only that, he and Tyann have had some kind of relationship going on. We don't know what exactly, but we know they've had a relationship. So this version of Tiger and Wolf in a different reality, different future, they're still together again. They do end up hooking up. And I've got to give credit to both Eliza Coupe and Derek Wilson. They seem like completely different characters in this episode, even though they're playing, it's the same actors and everything, same kind of setting. And all that was changed was their upbringing, if you will, the characters' upbringings and their names. And yes, really good acting. I bought it from the very first minute that these are separate people. They act differently and are just awesome in this thing. So basically what Torque is going to do is he's going to go into using Tyann's room as his base, is going to hack into Stu's brain, if you will, and shut him down from the inside by uploading himself. Doesn't seem like a great idea, but that's what he's going to do. So Tyann wants to come with him, and he's like, no, I've got this. And he puts a big, gigantic nutshell that has some electrodes on the top of his head and turns it on and promptly passes out. And we see him digitally upload himself into this hallway, and Tyann is with him as well. And Tyann's like, oh, I just basically mirrored the same helmet like yours and rewired it and just piggybacked in on your system. It's not that hard. Yeah, exactly. And that helmet with the bottle opener and Dennis, which was kind of funny. I wish they would sell something like that. I wish Hulu, at Comic-Con would sell like gigantic nut helmets with bottle opener hats on there. I think that would actually be kind of funny. So, and so what ends up happening is they go into a party. It's probably one of the lamest parties. It's inside the house. So a digital copy of the house is inside of Stu. There's a party going on. It looks like everyone's invited. And it turns out that these are all the mainframes, programs, and network components that are all there. and they just need to navigate through it in order to get to the security section. And they have to get through security. So they meet the hostess. They get past her. They get to the bar, and then they realize they have a little bit of conflict, and it resets, and they go back to the beginning again. And they keep doing this, and they realize, or Torque realizes, that every time they have conflict, because everyone's in harmony inside the party, every time they have conflict, they get reset again. And of course, they want to watch out for how many times it gets reset. Yes, and this is actually really good sci-fi parody. It's great sci-fi parody. They end up in, and I love how Torque has never had pickles before either, and then he has. He goes, "These little green logs are awesome," just like Wolf did. And of course, they have an argument about the little green logs, and they keep resetting because of this. And then they start going into their relationship and what went wrong with their relationship, and how they were saying they could have lived in Calabas, and he goes, which is cannibal country. And he goes, "But they eat people," and he's like kind of gagging about it. And she goes, "Yeah, but we could have come and gone freely, and you couldn't have lived in my place." It sounds funny. My mic, is that what you guys are saying? That's kind of interesting. Let's see if maybe that might be the problem. How's that? Is that better? Okay, there we go. I think it was just maybe my cable was. You know what happens? Sometimes when you get older, your cable gets kinked up, and that's what happens when you get older. Exactly. ED, little ED. There you go. So, so hopefully that kind of unkinked things. Oh, Ed is what you said. Ed, got it. That's a little bit different than. Yeah, I knew who you were talking about. I just ended up playing with it. That was all. That sounded wrong too, but hey, whatever works. Yeah. So they end up, of course, arguing about their relationship, little green logs, and all this stuff. And then Tyann says, "I know what the password is," because she sees the programs whispering something into the security guard's ears. And he says, Torque says it's a password. And so she knows what the password is. So by the time they've rebooted this thing a couple of times, or they've restarted it a couple of times, there's programs that are dressed as police officers, or as Torque calls them, the pigs are here, which is kind of funny that they're called pigs. It's actually an acronym for the network system, and they're pulling out their guns and deleting programs. And he goes, they're basically deleting the entire party, and they're going to reboot everything. And we need to get there. Is it still? Okay. All right. As long as you guys can hear it. Yeah. So you might need to reload Crispy Tenders. I don't know what's going on there. So if everyone else is hearing you, yeah. Sometimes it happens with YouTube. It does. So I know YouTube is actually in the midst of changing a whole bunch of shit right now too. So that's the other thing. Excuse me. All right. So the cops, basically the pigs are shooting all the different files and deleting them, and they get over to security. Security's been shot and kind of winking in and out. And Tyann leans over and says, "I know what the password. My girl is the password. My girl 91." And security says, "Welcome," of course, and lets them in, which is pretty damn funny. Oh, and by the way, I love that Torque also uses, he says, this is a real slunt swaddler in here when they got past the hostess the first time around. So we finally hear the proper terminology of the use of slunt swaddler, which Tiger has been using wrong all along. She's been using it in a very different manner, which I thought was kind of funny. It's one of those things that is really nice about this show. It's little tiny things like that, little attentions to detail. That's been going on all season, where she's been using the word slunt swaddler, and it's been very sporadic in its use, and very subtle. But it's if you go back and watch season 2, it's all through there, and it's all Tiger using it, which is really funny. So they get into the gateway to the core processor, and Torque is going to finish his mission. Basically, he's going to upload himself and deactivate Stu. And of course, Tyann says, like, well, be careful and everything. And they look at each other, and of course, they leads to them having sex again. And he goes, I can't believe I'm fucking you inside your dad. She's like, shut up. And so, yeah, when they're done, they get dressed again, and she takes off her little shell and goes to see what's happening. And he walks into what looks like a shower, and we hear Stu singing Daisy, Daisy, and which of course is not called Daisy. It's Bicycle Built for Two. Actually, that's the parentheses. I forget what the rest of it is, but yes, it wasn't called Daisy. And Tyann sees him out there, sees Stu in the real world as the hologram singing and cleaning around with a mop. He's cleaning virtually, which is kind of weird. And it ends up where, Torque has gotten inside of him at this point, and he's busting through walls. We actually see the hallway where Stu is located at, physically, his neurons and all that stuff that he had shown Tiger. But he also has in the digital world as well in order to get to him. And Torque is busting through all these digital walls to get to him, but can't make it, and actually kind of de-reses, if you will. I have to use Tron because, there's a lot of Tron references in this, visually speaking. And he de-reses and, of course, dies in the real world. So, yeah. It's, kind of sad. And, of course, what she ends up doing is after he dies is she buries him in her bedroom. She has this big mound of dirt, like a terrarium kind of thing, in her bedroom, and she buries him in the bedroom. And that's when we come back to her telling the story. She's telling the story to Wolf and Josh, and Josh and the other, and Wolf is like, "Wow, that's really hardcore. You buried her, and you buried him in your bedroom." And yeah, it was really kind of weird. So Wolf and Josh realize that they the pointed circle were the good guys. They fucked up. They've destroyed all of their equipment and killed all their scientists. So they have no way of getting into Stu to destroy him. Except Josh comes up with an idea. He says, launch day is tomorrow. All we need to do is go through the front door, upload me, and that takes care of it. And they're like, yeah, great. So basically, we're not going to be able to do this, and everyone's going to die. So that's how we leave off the episode. And like I said, great work by Derek Wilson and Eliza Coupe. As usual, they make themselves completely different people, even though they are similar in some respects. But yeah, a really good work by both of them. So let's get to the chat and some of my, and I see you all are talking about testicular torsion there, which is a Venture Brothers. It's a real thing, and I only found out about it because of Venture Brothers, which is right over there. So let's see what we've got here. Going up here, there we go. And talking about dogs and fuzzy balls. And I was gone for a little while, huh? So it could have also been my connection to who knows. It's honestly, it's a little bit of from column A and a little bit from column B. So Mufino says, I still like season 1 better, but the show is unique, twisted, and fun. Yeah, exactly. And so Little Crispy Tenders, for those of you at home who don't know what's going on, this is a Hulu show. As I said before, you can sign up for a free 30-day trial from Hulu, and you can watch both seasons 1 and 2. They're both up in its entirety before your subscription runs out. So, yeah. there you go. Let's see what else we've got here. So it's kind of weird that my audio is down low. It might have been I have another program that I use to boost every now and then, and that might have interfered with it a little bit. And like I said, YouTube sometimes does some really strange things, but usually it works. I don't know why. Thank you, Crispy Tenders. Crispy Tender says, man, this guy deserves way more subscribers and is very underrated for what he does. Keep up the hard work, man. Keep working your ass off. I'll laugh out loud. Yeah, thank you, Crispy Tenders. Yeah, I like talking about these shows. I like talking with you guys in the chat about these shows. Again, this came about because it's what I used to do at a comic book store. You know, I used to go and hang out with people, friends and stuff like that. We talk about all kinds of shit, mainly TV shows, movies, that kind of thing. And that was that whole back and forth. And you get some good ideas that, you know, come out of people, and you get some good conversations too. You also talk about comics, you know, anything and everything, quite honestly. And that's what it's all about. It's like hanging out at a bar almost. Now everything's just kind of gone digital. So that's all it is. Slurmy Scott says, I go through the comments on another channel, and when people ask about Dennis, I mention this channel as a reply. 99% are new and don't know Dennis. Yeah, I know which one you're talking about, Slurmy. Thank you for getting the word out there. And yeah, I understand. It's a completely different ball of wax now over there. And I don't mind. So that's all I can say. Little Crispy Tenders, I got to get back into watching good quality television. Yeah, it's I try and find some really good shows. So all the shows that I pick are stuff that speaks to me, that I like, that I'm pretty sure a lot of people out there, like you guys that are watching right now, are going to be into as well. And I'm not going to pander to you and you know, watch a show just because it's popular or something like that. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I'm going to tell you about it. And then also, if I don't, I'm not going to bitch about it the entire time. I'm going to stop watching it. I had to do that for the Orville. I had to do that for the Passage. I don't know what else there was. Oh, Runaways as well. I had to stop with Runaways. So there's a few shows out there that I just need to stop and not watch anymore, just because it gets to be too negative, and that's not what I want to do here. I don't want to do negativity. I'd rather talk about the good stuff that's out there. There's a lot of shit out there, man. There's a lot of really good TV shows, a lot of really good movies out there, especially now. Netflix is pumping out, I think there's 800 different things that they're pumping out this year. And that is amazing, quite honestly. And that you get, I think it was Harlan Ellison who once said, you know what, 90%, or no, what was it? 98% of what is put out in books is crap. And he says it's the 2% that you got to look for. Because unfortunately, you have to dig through a lot of shit in order to find it. And as he likened it, he was a very bitter person. But I do like some of his quotes. And one of the things that he said was, it's like climbing a mountain of shit. And he goes, you're climbing this mountain of shit, smelling it. It's, you know, there all over you and everything. You get to the top and you find the single most perfect rose in the world, and you realize you've lost all sense of smell. Like I said, bitter old man. That's all I can say. Yeah. Movie Funobi says, if you pander to me, I'll slap you with Nina Sharp's fake arm. Hey, Movie Funobi, you and I, you want to do Cloak and Dagger? Huh? Since since you were the one who brought it up, you know. Golden Panther says, Gotham is the best show I've ever watched, bro. And if you don't watch it, you're on crack. You know, I don't judge people who don't watch it. Gotham is a train wreck, like I've said. I love it because, as I once put it, it's a train wreck that is riding on a dumpster fire, that is riding on top of a car wreck, that is on top of another train, that is speeding towards a explosive depot. That's really what it is. It's a lot of fun. And for me, a lot of people take Batman way too seriously. And it's like, dude, I don't care. It's a TV show. It's not canon. You don't need to worry about it. And some people really love it, some people don't. I don't judge people on that either. So if you don't like something, you don't like something. If you love something that I don't like, the exact same thing. Like, take for example, Viking Bitch loves Farscape. I've tried. I've really tried to get into Farscape. I can't do it. I just can't. Do I say that her opinion's stupid for that? No. Does she call me stupid for that? No. We have a difference of opinion, and that's where we're at. Now I want to see Cloak and Dagger reviews. Is what Mork says. Movie says, haha, Cloak and Dagger only if I co-host and Stanley's eyes are taped open like robot chicken. That's what we were supposedly going to do to you, Movie. Somebody actually requested that in one of the other chat. I think it was Gotham when I was doing Gotham last night. Was it Morks that said that? Was that you, Morks? I can't remember what it is. Someone said it that they want to see Movie Fanobi being strapped down, forced to watch Gotham or watch Cloak and Dagger. Was it you? I don't think it was you, Marks. Maybe it was somebody else. Penn Farm Girl says the Gotham villains are great. Who needs Batman? Well, we're going to get Batman in the last episode. Supposedly the suit has leaked online. That's all I can say. So also the what the Joker looks like has been released online, because the last episode supposedly goes forward 10 years in time, and we see Batman fighting all his villains. Viking Bitch, Dennis is such a shit pot stirrer. I am a shit disturber, Viking Bitch. And the thing is, it's drive-by. It's drive-by shit disturbing is what I do. You notice how I just kind of drove past it and just mentioned it and just kept going? That's how I do things. So if you like what you see, hit the subscribe button. And also hit the like button too. If you don't like what you see, and some of you have, hit the dislike button. But also tell me down in the comments what the hell you don't like. And don't say, your opinion is shit, you fat fuck. I've gotten that in there too. Yeah, whatever. I'm going to delete that comment because, all right, sure, whatever. Also, if you want to know when I'm going to be live and you got a 50-50 chance of this happening, hit the bell. The bell will notify you when I'm going to be on live again. You can also find my schedule on my website, suspendedfanimation.com. You can also find it on Facebook, because I have a Facebook page for Suspended Fanimation. It's up there as well. Excuse me. Excuse me. I also have a Twitter account, and I also have an Instagram account as well. The Instagram will get busier as con season approaches. So thank you, Little Crispy Tenders, saying I love this channel. And yeah, I mean, guys, I like you guys in the chat too. I mean, this is what actually kind of makes it. It's the back and forth. It's not just me talking to myself or the camera, because quite honestly, we have enough people that do that already, just like to hear themselves talk. And quite honestly, I am, not that interesting to hear talking to myself. I do it at work all the time, and people go, "What the fuck are you doing?" And I answer too. Sometimes I answer myself, which is not the best thing in the world, but so what's going on here? I'm just taking a look. This channel is shit and you're a fat with a dead. Okay. Golden Panther. That's great. So that's nice. Ghosted Obscurity. Hey, but if I hit the bell, it will deactivate it. I'm at an impasse here. Oh yeah. Don't hit the bell again once you've hit it once. You only need to hit it once and then it's good. So, all right. Oh, and if you're also on the fence about joining up, take a look over here. There's going to be some videos that pop up. they come from my video library. They actually match what you've been watching on, your videos and all that kind of stuff. So it actually has an algorithm that takes that video and take a look at the best one out of that video that matches your views. If you like what you see, then you can hit the subscribe button over on this side as well. Nah, we don't need any mods yet, Viking bitch. So yeah, one person saying some stupid stuff, it's not that big of a deal, quite honestly. So, and I don't know if that was just joking because I was saying it or not. So, who knows? But we'll find out later on. And of course, yes, at some point in time, we will have some trolls that come in. Nah. Everyone's entitled to their opinion until, they become an asshole about it. That's usually what happens in a bar, is what my motto is. Everyone's entitled to their opinion until you become an asshole about it. And then you get thrown out. So you don't get kicked out, you get thrown out. Difference right there. So with that said, I'm going to let you guys go for the evening. Dennis can drop his own wrench. Exactly, Pen Farm Girl. Yeah, it's not that big of a crew at the moment. Once we get bigger, then yes, I will, dole out some wrenches and things like that. I think once we get to about 500 subscribers, that kind of thing, then yes, it becomes a little more unwieldy. But yeah, so everything's good. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go for the evening. Don't forget to take a look at the videos. Hit the subscribe button over there. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. Otherwise, you may end up getting your ass kicked out of the bar just for being an asshole. Good night, everybody.